Uzvaras mēs gaidām arī no mūsu U20 izlases, kur šajā nedēļā aizved pirmās divīzijas A grupas pasaules čempionātu. Latvijas U20 izlases galvenā trenera Kārļa Zirņa palīgs jau 3. sezonu pēc kārtas ir amerikāņu speciālists Frenciss Anzalone. Par viņu arī turpmākajā stāstā.
I've grown up around hockey my entire life. My dad played. He was a college and pro coach for a little over 30 years, so I grew up around rinks my entire life. I started skating when I was about 5 years old. I was a goaltender all the way through. I stopped playing when I was 18 years old to start coaching. The apple didn't fall far from the tree there, as the saying goes.
Yeah. This side goes. So it's just a rotation, low, high.
It's just routes. It's whatever you want to do. You can go first guy gets it.
I was real fortunate my entire life to be around the game of hockey, whether he was coaching NCAA Division I or minor professional hockey. I grew up in the rinks. My dad is my coach, my mentor, my best friend. So for me, hanging out with him as a youngster and as a teenager, I got great experience that goes beyond my resume about coaching, team building, motivating athletes, building relationships with them, and basically doing everything you have to do that I believe makes a successful coach. So I've been real blessed.
If you want to stick to the plan of isolating it, I mean, we'll do it. I had it in my original plan. I took it out.
Actually, I think these drills take a little bit longer. Anyway.
Right, so go 1, 2, 3, 4. But we have to make sure we do that today.
Iepazināmies jau kāds 8 līdz 10 gadus atpakaļ, bet tā bija īsa. Bija viena vasaras nometnē, mēs iepazināmies, un viņš tajā brīdī strādāja OSHL līgā ar komandu. Un pēc tam vairākiem gadiem atkal mums sanāca iepazīties caur tā kā otro reizi, bet tas jau bija vairāk runājām par viņa pievienošanos kopā manim strādāt Nahla Šriportā. Es teicu federācijai, ka šito viņš var izdarīt, un pēc tam jau federācija izlēma, vai viņš ir vajadzīgs vai nav vajadzīgs. Jā. Es vienkārši teicu, ka šito viņš var izdarīt, šitā viņš mums palīdzēt mūsu Latvijas spēlētājiem attīstīties. Jā. Viņš jau pirms tam, protams, bija strādājis ar dažiem Latvijas spēlētājiem, jā, protams, ne daudziem, jā, bet es domāju, mēs diezgan daudz esam izdarījuši spēlētāji tieši attīstības ziņā, un varbūt, jā, mums nav tās uzvaras, bet mēs uz to ejam, bet diezgan daudz darbs ir izdarīts tieši spēlētāju attīstībā, lai attīstītu viņu gan kā spēlētāju un gan kā cilvēku.
I'm an emotional guy. I wear my passion on my sleeves at times. I'd like to think mostly good, probably sometimes not so good. Maybe it'd be good for me to shut the hell up every once in a while. But most of the time, I just try to be who I am, to let the players know that I care about them and I want what's best for them and I want what's best for the team. I'd like to think most of them gravitate towards that. Some don't. You just be who you are every day. When you're who you are every day, you don't have to worry about who you were yesterday and who you're going to be tomorrow. Well, I coached about 6 Latvians in my career before I actually came to Latvia to work with the under-20 program. So I had some familiarity of the Latvian player. The first thing I saw when I worked with the players here in Latvia is how wide their eyes are, how much they want to learn.
I've always said the individual and the team can both win. There's no reason why both sides can't win. So you take care of the business, you do the things you can control, and you see where it goes. We did some really good stuff for the mind in the August camp that you guys weren't at. If you want to go over any of it, or if you want to talk about anything, just let me know. All right? All right.
I think a coach can play a significant role in impacting a hockey player. There's a famous saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't necessarily make it drink. I believe that with athletes. I think we need to give them every opportunity to succeed. Figure out what makes them tick. Figure out how to get the most out of them. Teach them, coach them, show them the way, but they have to do it. I don't think a coach can make a player or make it happen for them, but I think a coach can show the player the way, give tough love when necessary, and then they have to take it from their end. Sarkans, Balts, and then
Yellow.
These guys will all be in one other color, yeah.
Yellow?
Sure.
Viņam ir daudz pienākumu pa video, pa sagatavošanos, pa visu, tā kā sagatavošanos salikt visus plānus kopā un palīdzēt spēlētājiem individuāli, runāt ar viņiem, palīdzēt, kā viņš var viņiem palīdzēt, ko viņi domā.
How'd you feel last night, okay?
What?
How'd you feel last night in the game?
Last night? I was disappointed, really.
Why?
Because I didn't feel like I played great. Silly mistakes. Okay, I was happy that I scored the goal, but...
Sure. So the way I look at it is, you know that saying, is the glass half full?
Yeah.
It's kind of half full right now. So we got to try to get the struggle shifts down a little at a time. So like today, you know, if 4 out of every 5 reps is good, that's a step.
Yeah.
Little step. 2% every day.
Yeah.
That's it. It's that simple. Don't get satisfied.
Yeah.
How's that? All right? All right. Have a good day today.
We really, as individuals, control one thing, and that's the choices we make. If a hockey player makes the choice to commit to the process of becoming the next level player, athlete, and person, and the coach gives the player everything he or she has, I believe it can make a huge difference, but I don't think it can just flat out make it happen. The player has to decide he wants the help, and the player has to be willing to do the work and make the commitment and the choices that are necessary to achieve his or her goals. And what we did starting 2 years ago is we started to teach a lot in English. And there was 2 reasons for that. Number 1, English is the universal hockey language. And then the second reason why we've tried to do a lot in English is because our national team coach is North American in Bob Hartley and Jacques Cloutier. And they do just about everything in English. And we have a responsibility to not only be the best every year at U20, but prepare as many of these players to play for the national team in the coming years. And they need to be ready to play for Bob. They need to be ready to play for an English-speaking head coach. And not every player on the U20 team is going to spend his whole hockey career or life in Riga. And we need to prepare them to play whether it's in Sweden, Switzerland, North America, and English is that language. So what I've seen from the players here, wide eyes, open ears, a desire to learn, and a willingness to embrace something new and something that could maybe help them, not just on the ice as hockey players, but off the ice as athletes and as people. Because that's our number 1 job as coaches. We have to make the individuals better people for the long term.
So they give me a coat that says Jacques Cloutier. This is the coat Agri gives me because it's the only medium coat. So they give me a coat that says Jacques Cloutier, right? That's what I get here. And then I get the stick that says Bob. So I got the best of both worlds. I got Jacko and I got Bob. So Paul Diaz, Charlie. Paul Diaz, guys. Thank you for your stick and your coat.
And the one thing I found with all players across all levels, they want to know what to do, they want to know how to do it, they want to know why it's relevant, and they want to know a little bit about what's in it for them. And that's maybe the difference I see over here. They kind of get surprised when we give them the why. But a good coach teaches his players not to need him. A good coach shows the players how to do it and then they go and do it, and they think they did on their own. That's one thing I do notice over here. You know, we put coaches up on a pedestal. Coaches are really just a small part of the process at the end of the day. It's about the players. It's about the team. It's about showing them the way, letting them go do it, and a lot of the best coaches out there, at least in my opinion, stand in the back. The team is what makes it go. A good coach just keeps everybody in line, holds guys accountable, shows them the way, and then lets them play.
I like that 2-on-2. And then they sweep or squeeze, but it's gonna probably be a squeeze to the transition.
Vienkāršais tāpat kā mēs gājām, treneris atstāja ripu, savācam, paskatāmies pāri plecam, piespēle un uz iet uz turieni. Okay? Sapratām? Velkam dziļumā citreiz. Balts ledus ir šeit ar dileju. Un tad tas, kas piektais ir, viņš jau nāk te klāt. Piektais. Ja ripa ir uz pusborta, akal, sprint to our spots. Davai, laba enerģija, runājam daudz un turpinam strādāt. Davai.
Try not to dust it off. Try not to dust it off. Best players underhandle the puck. The best players underhandle the puck. Practice firm. It's got to get through.
Short-term events are about identifying the right personnel, getting the right guys on the bus, picking the right, not just players, but the right people for the team. It's about preparation. It's about knowing what you want and knowing how you want to do it before the tournament even starts, because you don't have time to do stuff on the fly in events like this. And then the third part, I believe, about these short-term events is bringing everybody together, getting everybody comfortable with one another and comfortable with what's expected of them as quickly as possible. I'm just a big believer that if you try, and try is the key word because no one's perfect, if you try to do things the right way, and you do enough good things in your day, in your year, in your life, the results will come. That's how we approach it with this event. If we control the things that we can control, which are work ethic, preparation, attitude, we get the right guys on the team, everything I just talked about, we're big believers that the results take care of itself, and you need some luck as well. Timing is very important.
Tagad tas pēdējā tikai nedēļa, un daudz treniņu nav, bet mēs jau viens otru pazīstam. Mēs jau sākām jau mājā strādāt uz to, gan uz psiholoģiju, gan uz strādāt kā ģimene, ka esam komanda un daram visu tikai priekš komandas, lai mēs izcīnītu zeltu.
And the number one criteria there is these players have to understand that they're playing for themselves, they're playing for their family, they're playing for their teammates, yes, but they're playing for their country. And I don't care what country you're in, it's an honor anytime you get to wear your colors. My birth certificate, my passport does not say Latvia, but when I'm over here, I feel Latvian, and I want to win for the Latvian people.
Raidījumu atbalsta Rietumu banka.